right, welcome back to Channel 6 TV, Community Focus. Kenny Fogle here, and I'd like for you to join us tonight. We're going to have a little segment on veterans in Nelson County. And one of the veterans I've got with me tonight is actually the commander of Post 121, the American Legion Post 121 here in Bardstown, Bob Brim. And Bob, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, before we get to talking about, I know you're anxious to talking about your post, but before we do, let's talk a little bit about you. I mean, obviously, what I know about Bob Brim's, and I don't think there's any such thing as a former Marine. You're a Marine.
I'm a Marine, yes, right.
Well, tell us a little bit about your military career.
I joined right out of high school, Mill High School, 1951, joined the Marines. I served in Korea in the early 50s. I served in what was called the Fleet Marine Force aboard,
That's all right.
Aboard ships during the early 50s. Attached to NATO. I served 3 years, decided that a career in the service was not for me. I married a gal from Fairfield. I went to Bellarmine. I did not join the reserves. I did not want to be recalled. I served my 3 years. I felt I had done my part, and I was happy to have had the opportunity.
Well, absolutely. And I mentioned that earlier, is once a Marine, always a Marine.
Always a Marine.
I know
yes,
we've talked about that. My dad was in the Marine Corps, so I know the pride of a Marine.
Very proud. Yes, sir. Very proud.
So since you've gotten out of the military, I mean, you've been involved with other things as well for veterans issues. I mean, not just the American Legion, but when did you join the American Legion?
1954.
So you got in the Legion
I got in at 54. My firm, I was with the national firm. They moved us. My wife and I agreed to move 6 or 7 times. We've lived in 7 states, 6 or 7 cities in those states. So I wasn't able to keep it continuous. I joined here in our post in 1989 and been a member continuously since then.
Okay. Well, American Legion, Old Kentucky Home Post 121 here in Bardstown. Ben, how old is 121?
We were chartered in June of 1923. We are one of the oldest posts in the state. We still have a member whose father was one of the original founders, a World War I veteran. We are the largest post in the state, although in the city or county, we are not the largest in the state by any means. We have about 300 members.
Yeah.
We are very active. We are into a lot of things. We have good members. We have a ladies auxiliary that's been in business as long as we have. We have a Sons of the Legion. So anyone can really join if he or she has any relationship to a military family member. A lady could join to a brother, to her father, etc. To her husband, if she's deceased. Their son could join. We do not have a girls auxiliary. We just have Sons of the Legion.
I had somebody ask me this just a couple of days ago, and I had my answer, but I'd rather hear your answer on this. Why would somebody want to join the American? What's the American Legion do for me and you as veterans?
The American Legion is the largest veterans organization in the nation. We feel, and I think rightly so, that we have an active role in veteran issues in Washington and on state levels. The larger our membership, the more valuable our voice is. Any veteran who is not a member of the Legion or the VFW or disabled veterans, whatever organization he or she belongs to, the AMVETS, is missing out on this, because a lot of veterans need a lot of help, especially those coming back now. They have run into a lot of difficulties. We need to find jobs for them. We need to find homes for them. And the more we have as our membership, not only at our post, but there are other posts in the county, Bloomfield, another one, 2 others in Bardstown. It helps our cause. Helps our cause.
Well, like you said, it's a voice in Washington, D.C., if nothing else, the more you people you got banded together. But one of the things I found, obviously, is you've got a service officer. And if somebody has dealings with the VA or anything like that, it's good to have a service officer that's trained in getting through some of the red tape and actually pointing out some things that most of us don't even know.
Our service officer is relatively new, but he's a very experienced individual, a gentleman named Joe Masterson. I was at the post Monday. We're not open during the day, but during the time I was there in the morning, 3 individuals telephoned, 2 ladies, 1 man, on veteran issues. One of the ladies was a widow, wanting to know she needed assistance. One of the ladies was calling on behalf of her husband who was going through some difficult times, as she stated. The gentleman was calling as to how he could get some documentation to support a pending claim. Joe was able to answer all 3 of those questions. He is there every week. People call him. I give out his phone number regularly. And people call him, and he's a good asset. All of the posts in the county, to my knowledge, have service officers, all of whom would help anyone who would call any veteran or veteran family member who needs assistance.
Exactly, because there's benefits out there for many veterans, and benefits out there that you may not even know you qualify for. And if you check with the service officers, I mean, something obscure. And I found out several things myself, just being part of the Legion, that I qualified for that I didn't even know that I was even remotely qualified for. But the service officer said, well, yeah, you all just at least put in for it and check it out. And it makes a difference.
Well, one example, and I know this personally, a deceased widow now, but a widow on very limited income stated to a veteran in my presence in another city, I'm having difficulty making ends meet. And he said, what's your income? And she gave him a number. And he said, well, you qualify for a widow's allowance or a widow's pension, etc. And she qualified and started getting, it wasn't substantial, several $100s a month, but if you're hurting $500, $600, $700 a month, it's a big help.
Makes a big difference.
But I'd also like to comment on something else our post adopted this year, and we're proud of it. The American Legion National Headquarters has adopted a veterans program, or established it, called Operations Comfort Warriors. The Legion Headquarters pays all the administrative and overhead expenses. 100% of the donations received help veterans and veteran families. Our post adopted this. We're not interested so much in those organizations that have 20, 30, 40% overhead and administrative costs. We want to help one like this. Through our efforts, members of our post raised in excess of $2,000 in late June, early July, and that check went to headquarters, and we received our first check. We plan to do this each year, and headquarters acknowledged it. Very thankful that it was one of the largest donations received from a single post to date, so we're proud of that.
Well, that's great. That's absolutely great. Well, and again, we talk about the camaraderie, people who come together and join. Now, y'all have a meeting once a month, first Thursday of the month, I believe it is.
Happens to be tomorrow night. About twice a year, we have what we call a special meeting. We have in our post a gentleman who is a renowned Italian chef. And he's preparing a special dinner tomorrow night. It's freebie to members and one guest, most of whom bring a spouse or a lady friend. And the few lady veterans we have bring a gentleman, a spouse or a gentleman friend. We're having a spaghetti dinner. It's going to be baked spaghetti and our regular spaghetti, various sauces, hard Italian rolls and bread. It's a freebie for our members. The other meetings we have every first Thursday of the month, we ask each family to bring a dish, and we furnish the meat. It's always Lee's chicken. Chicken happens to be Lee's chicken. Gave them a plug.
There you go. But BJ appreciates anything you can do for him.
We did that. We do that, and we have about 70 to 80 men and women at these meetings. We then have a general membership meeting, both men and ladies separately, after that meeting, after that dinner, pardon me.
Well, again, like I said, with the American Legion, you come and learn a little bit about what some of your the benefits are, learn a little bit about what the veterans' causes are, because obviously the VA has been in the news quite a bit the last year or so, and the American Legion is one of the voices that is trying to make some differences in the VA. So
And I should like to give a plug for the VA in the Louisville area.
Great.
They are recognized as being top notch. I go there. They follow up regularly. Believe me. If you have a problem, they want to get you healed. They are good people. Good people.
And I've gone there myself several times, and I have not the first complaint about the VA hospital in Louisville or the one in Grayson County at Clarkson. I go there every now and then as well. So again, the American Legion, if somebody is wanting to join, wanting to know more about you, what do they need to do? Just show up to a meeting? They need to call you? How do they need to do this?
All the posts do this the same way, I'm certain. We want every veteran in the county to join a Legion post. Mm-hmm. The more we have, the more our voice is heard. It has more import in the community. All they have to do is call our post, or any of these posts. I like it to be ours, but any of them. Call our post. We will meet them. They fill out an application. We have to verify service in the military. Once that is done, dues are very nominal at all the posts, very nominal. And here's how I tell prospective members. Our dues are $27 a year. We keep $3.50 of that. The other $23.50 goes to state and our federal. For that $27, you and your friend get 12 free meals. It's cheap. I mean, 24 into 27, you're eating for $1.25.
And you get a magazine.
And you get a good magazine. You get magazines, and you get an update on what's going on.
Exactly.
And we need you to join. If you don't, you're missing the boat for you, for your dependents, and you're really not helping the cause of veterans if you're sitting on the sideline.
And I'm going to speak for myself. I think we need a lot more younger people to join as
Absolutely.
well. Our World War II people are just about gone, I think.
They are gone. We've got 3 or 4 left, thank God. And I'm a Korean vet, and I'm very proud of that. Mm-hmm. Very proud. I'm proud to be a member of the VFW. I'm very proud. You're serving the country when you prove by being a vet. You don't have to prove it, but people know that you have served when it was a time you were eligible to serve. And it means something to me. It honestly means something to me.
Well, it changed my life being in the military. I'll tell you, that's the one thing that I would never change. There's a lot of things that would have changed in my life, but being part of the military never was one of it. I think it makes a difference. And
for you young folks, and we had some of you working with us on our Christmas basket program, which I like to comment on in a minute. I told each one of these young men, they all happen to be young men, about a dozen of them at different times, consider the military as a career. It's a great career. You can learn a lot. You can get a start on a good career education, either by staying in the service or being out. It will not hurt any of you, and it's as safe, really, as any occupation you can have.
Oh, yeah. I've got a son. He's a major in the Air Force. He's been in about 14 years now. Got his master's degree and didn't cost me a penny. So, and it's a great career, and I'm very proud that he's doing that.
I have a grandson, Digest, who's dating a young lady who's a Navy veteran of 6 years. She is now in her residency for MD, and she did all that on the GI Bill.
Exactly.
And I think he relayed to me her obligation to this point, $15,000, and she's in residency. But could I talk a moment about our...
Sure. We
reinstated our post, a Christmas basket program that had been started 10 or 11 years ago. We try to solicit funds outside the larger retail establishments in the area over Veterans Day weekend. We do very well. We have a few corporate sponsors from day one. We don't keep going out and asking. If you're with us, you're with us, and we like that. And we have the Bardstown School District. They collect food that students bring in food. This year we went back to what our goals used to be of over 200 families, veterans and others. We give out because we expand everything we get to help these people. We don't keep any of it. And none of it stays with us to help the post in any way. These baskets had a value of well in excess of $60. We gave out well over 200 of them. By money, funds we collected, by food they contributed, we combined this. Our post is the coordinator, the really leader of the project, but it's a community project. And it's done through the veterans, and civic organizations help make some of the distribution to needy families. It's a good program. It basically is the biggest thing we do on a charitable basis.
So basically, it's not just veterans that benefit from
And
having American
other
Legion.
needy families, we emphasize that. There are other people who need help, and we like to think we're helping them.
And you've had a major impact on the community.
And we're proud of it. We're very proud of that program, believe me.
All right, well, Post 121, Old Kentucky Home Post, 121 in Bardstown, and Commander Bob Brim here with us, Marine Bob Brim. And
That's the way.
There you go. So we appreciate you being here, and we may get you back some more as we're going to be highlight veterans throughout our show throughout the year. So if you know a veteran that would like to come on and tell their story, we'd love to invite you on as well. So again, we want to salute our veterans, and again, the American Legion is one of the best ways we can do that.
Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate you being here.
Kenny happens to be a member of our post.
I do, and I'm very proud
And
of
we're
it.
very proud of that.
Very proud of it, and American Legion, like I said, it makes a big difference. So if you're thinking about joining an organization, or just want to be associated with other veterans, or you like the military, or didn't like the military, it's a little different now being a part of the American Legion. You can come and complain a little bit about your drill sergeant or something.
And we all do. Anyway,
And we all do.
Thank you, Kenny.
Well, thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
And we appreciate you tuning in. Stick around, more to come on Community Focus. Be back in just a few minutes here on Central Kentucky TV.